Welcome back, my poets, to Poetry 101. This week we are talking about Villanelles, which I thought was something that Shakespeare wrote, and upon Googling it, he did not write in Villanelles. So let's talk about Villanelles for poetry. What it means, what is it, what are the rules, and is it actually any fun? Spoiler alert, the last answer is yes. Villanelles is another way you can structure your poem. The rules and the forms of poems is something we have talked a lot about in this series. When I say there are no rules to poetry, what I'm really talking about is there's guidelines that give you this is a certain type of poem, but there's also people who write whatever the heck they want, put it in separate lines, and say it's a poem. And they are also valid because there's no rules when it comes to poetry. Sometimes we just add little guardrails. It's like those little bumpers you put on when you go bowling. It's like, yeah, I want this to look a little bit better, a little bit more polished, but I can't actually keep the ball out of the gutter, so we gonna use some lines. I don't think my metaphor was that strong, but this isn't a poem. This is a YouTube video. My metaphor doesn't have to be strong here. Hey, speaking of poems, if you would like to check out more poems and some by me, you can go to my brand new website, abbyhamauthor.com. I have a section called Poetry on my main page, and if you click on that, you will find poems from my 3 poetry books that I have released. You can also find those books on my website. And enough jabbering about me, let's get into Villanelles. Villanelles is a structure of poem with 19 lines. Now, if you don't like writing really long poems, I would absolutely suggest trying a villanelle. It is separated into different stanzas. You could even do each one with a different theme. Those stanzas are each 3 lines, except for the last one. Because if you know your threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, it doesn't get to 19 if you go by threes. So we do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then another 4 to make it that full 19. Another way that we structure this poem is we give it a rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme is A, B, A for the 3 stanzas, and for the last stanza, it goes A, B, A, A. And to understand these poems a bit more, I'm going to be reading Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn in rage at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their ends know the dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning they, do not go gentle into that good and gentle night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way, do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men, near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. We also have a video in the playlist for the series talking about repeated lines. And this is an amazing example of that. If you would like to go watch that video and learn more about that. That is the villanelle. You might be like, Abby, that's not saying much. Again, it's just structuring, babes. This is just the basic structuring. It is 19 lines, 3, 3, wait, I gotta count. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and then a 4. Throw them for that loop, add a little plot twist at the end. And if you're doing repeated lines, it's good to alter them up. So notice how the first stanza starts with do not get gentle into that good night and ends with rage, rage against the dying of the light, which are the last 2 lines of the entire poem. And then each of the other stanzas ends with do not go gentle into that good night or rage, rage against the dying of the light. There's a little repeated thing. It kind of ties the whole thing together along with the overall thought of the poem, because remember, sometimes poems have thoughts, other times they're nonsense, and both are fun. And now I have clicked on some website and oh, okay, hi. That is Villanelles. We have 2 more videos, 3 more weeks in Poetry 101. You might be like, how is there 2 videos in 3 weeks? The class I teach has 3 weeks. The videos have 2 more. And if you're my student watching this and you're like, why don't we get a video for the last week? You'll understand when you see what that video is. This is a 2-week project. If you would like to check out more poems, there's videos here of teaching. You can also, again, go to my aforementioned website or my Instagram at officialjustinstrikes, which you can find on my website or at the link below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week, poets. Okay.